Hi guys, welcome to the channel, Practical Reefer. My name's Mark as always. Quick one, I went to do my water change last night and I was working from home on the Monday, and kind of during my breaks and stuff I gave the glass a really good scrape, and the tank was looking great, so I didn't do a water change. I did it on the little 25 litre and another 10 gallon tank, which we won't talk about, which just kind of appeared, but that's another story for another day. What I was going to do today is just give you a quick update on the hang on back Refugium stroke Chaeto or algae reactor. It's kind of a weird mix in between. It's maybe not a classic sort of Refugium, and it's not I wouldn't say it's an algae reactor. I've just kind of customized a hang on back filter to give myself a little Chaeto box using LEDs. Now I'll put a link into the video where I built it. It was in December, and what I'll do is I'll actually look at the figures for what the Chaeto weighed. I think it was 7 grams or something like that, and within a couple of weeks it kind of doubled in weight, but it's kind of starting to fill up the filter now, so I'll give it a weigh and I'll get the dates and stuff and I will go through that in a minute, but let's have a look and we'll see it just now. So guys, this is the hang on back Refugium here. Now I'm just going to try and go over numbers while I take this out. So when I first set this up on the 7th of December, there were 7 grams of Chaeto morpha popped into this. So let me just... Now this one here does have a bit of green hair algae on the outside. I'll try and let that drip off a little bit first. Trying to... No, that's not going to work. That's about it. So that one there's a little bit rough. Let me just get the... Let's use the phone. There we go. And then the second piece, again letting them drip off. I'm not wanting to weigh water here, I'm just wanting to weigh the Chaeto morpha, the Chaeto, the Chaeto. That piece looks absolutely fantastic. Again, I'm going to get it off with my finger there. I mean, this piece looks awesome, like really great growth, nice shape, not a single bit of green hair algae on it. This one does seem a little bit covered. I'll probably trim that one up a bit and tidy it up before I put it back in. So yeah, it was 7 grams that I originally popped in. Within 2 weeks it went up to 14 grams on the 21st of December, and then another 7 weeks after that we'd got up to 25 grams on the 8th of February. So that was pretty good, and now we're on the 1st of March. Let's just see what we've got. So I've got a set of scales here which I'm just zeroing. So we'll start with this piece. Again, we're not wanting to weigh water, we're wanting to weigh the algae. I'll just pop that in there. So the bigger piece is 17 grams by itself. I say bigger piece, it's maybe a bit less dense. And then the second piece there is 38 grams. So again, 38 grams is fantastic. So this is the 1st of March. So we started with 7 grams on the 7th of December, and we've gone December, January, February, March, so just shy of 3 months, and we've gone from 7 grams to 38 grams of Chaeto. So probably going to trim that back a little bit. I'm probably going to tidy up the one that's a little bit rough looking. Go back a bit. It's got a little bit of, looks like green hair algae and just a bit sludgy looking, whereas the second piece, or the other piece, looks absolutely fantastic. The option might actually be just break this piece in half, cut it down the middle and put it back in, and this piece can go, and there's my export, and then it leaves me with, let me just find out, I'll pop 16 grams back in and take the other, so basically just take half out, or I think that was 17-18 grams when I first weighed it. Oh, what's that there? It's just water. Yeah, so really happy with that. It's kind of, within 2 weeks to start with, it doubled in size, and then within another 7 to 8 weeks it nearly doubled in size again. Obviously the more there is, the slower it's going to grow, because it's already, there's enough there to take up those nutrients. So yeah, it seems to be working. I've still very low levels because I've only just kind of got on top of the green hair algae in the tank. However, it is really good. I've turned the blues right down here just for filming. So the urchins and some hermit crabs, which we'll cover in another video in a few days. The rock work is looking really, really good now, so we'll come back to that and do more of a video. But this is just an update on the Refugium. Working really well. One thing I would say to do is to make sure to take a toothbrush and scrape all along the diodes, or just give it a light brush. It doesn't need scraped. It's just to brush over the diodes, because that's where the light is brightest, and you will get a little bit of algae growing over the diodes on occasion. But I've not done that for a few weeks, to be honest. Just normally when I maintain the tank is just pop the toothbrush in and just scrape down the sides of the chamber, just to make sure there's no algae covering the diodes. Obviously then it reduces the amount of light getting in. It's been on 24 hours quite a bit, but I've actually pushed it back to 16 now, so it's actually on the timer, and it's running away fine. So now it's time to start fine tuning it, start doing more nitrate and phosphate tests, and then obviously I can dial back the time on this little Refugium. I can turn up the flow in that there. It's just easier to see it while the flow's down a bit. But yeah, working really well. I don't take the filter part to clean it, because it doesn't trap any detritus. There's a little bit in there that gets siphoned out on occasion. You see it built up there a little bit, but the actual filter itself, there's no floss to change, there's no mechanical in it. So it does provide extra flow, and obviously I've got the Chaeto growing in there, so just a case of giving the housing a little rub with the toothbrush every couple of weeks, and it's good to go. And obviously just keep an eye on the Chaeto, but looking really good. I mean, this bit looks fantastically healthy. So I'm probably going to cut that down the middle long ways and just pop each half back into the container, and I can never get the tweezers off. But hope you enjoyed, guys. I hope you found that useful. It's been a cool little experiment, and it's seemed to work really well. And I'm getting sort of life in there as well, just to show you the bottom of the jug. So I did weigh a little bit of water, but there's amphipods in there. I'm sure there's copepods. Haven't seen any micro brittle stars, even though I did throw a few in there at one point to try and get them to live in there, but they're just not having it. But could always pop a little bit of rock in it, that might help, get a little bit extra life in there, but there's plenty in the rocks already. So I hope you enjoy, guys. I hope you found it useful. Any questions, give me an ask in the comments, and I'll catch you all next time.